They're putting chemicals in the soda that are turning the honeybees straight. This is Real News, Episode 5. This week marks the triumphant return of our favorite segment, Trash Stats. Let's run the numbers, honeybees. The annual survey of metaphysical space was released this week, and it appears that there are now roughly 250,000 metric tons of trash opinions. At this rate, without proper renewable technology, all opinions will have to be built out of trash by the year 2042. There are currently petitions in circulation for the White House to fund initiatives to paint and refurbish old trash opinions so that they don't look so terrible. Now on to a new segment called Gift Watch. The markets are turbulent this week as dark horse gifts rise up into positions of prominence and old favorites fall by the wayside. The ROI on black women clapping and sassy eye roll has been historically high, but since its recent adoption by verified white users on Twitter, the value has plummeted. If you are still holding any of these, either sell or post ironically. We've seen a surge this week in the prominence of YOLO gifts, most notably this classic from Lord of the Rings, which has seen an increase of 1,250% in just 5 days. It's a great time to be alive, and you'll only live once unless the Chinese develop AI first and revive your corpse to painfully extract
precious bodily fluids.
Another last meal of the week. Our subject, Frank Bulldozer Anderson, convicted in the hit-and-run deaths of over 20 pedestrians after his debate tournament finals were rained out, put together a fabulous spread prior to his execution. Items included 27 microwaved Pop-Tarts, plastic included, one for each victim who lost the ultimate debate. A ceremonial fountain filled with Mountain Dew gamer fuel, paired with matzo cookies bearing the branding of the multicultural superhero spectacular Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Kill the Boar. A 20-pound cake made entirely out of white sugar and bleached flour, emblazoned with the 1992 Honda Civic that Anderson used to run down his unfortunate impromptu opponents. Next time there's an execution scheduled, we'll keep you up to date on what the prisoner fries before they do. Now a revamp of an old favorite, Zuck in the USA. We were able to catch up with Mark Zuckerberg on the campaign trail. Wholesome American tour for no reason but fun this week. Mark sat down for a nice family dinner with the Harris family and was seen engaging in passionate pro-animal activism by feeding his entire plate to the nearest dog while no one was looking. Such a philanthropic soul. Zuckerberg also took a tour of the family farm and was overheard giving insightful commentary, like, why are these animals allowed to eat solid food, and they're much easier to watch if you trick them into working in an open office setup. As their time together drew to a close, Zuckerberg was able to pull off a warm handshake photo op in only 7 attempts, down from the previous record of 16. That concludes this week's episode of Real News. This week we streamed live to Kellogg's National Headquarters, where our feed was projected directly onto the world's largest mass of cornmeal. We also streamed directly to the Harris family home at the request of Mark Zuckerberg, who never misses an episode. Great job, team!
Great job, team!
Great job, team! Great job, team!
Great job, team!
Great job, team!